Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Au.Ra and I do a bunch of unboxings and nerdy videos involving cosplay and comic books. So today we're going to be unboxing this Diamond Select Emma Frost figure from Diamond Gallery, and I am super excited. So this figure actually came out today in GameStop, as it is a GameStop exclusive, and I'm impulsive, so I went and picked it up. So we're going to go ahead and unbox this on camera so you guys can see it and decide if you would like one of your own or just generally also want to ogle Emma Frost, as most of us do. This is a Diamond Select figure, so it's in the $40 to $50 range. This one is $50, at least at GameStop right now. Looking at the box itself, it has the Diamond Gallery logo, the Marvel logo, and the exclusive at GameStop on the box. It's not a sticker. Sometimes the SDCC exclusives are stickers, but this one is printed on the box, and it actually has a window on its box, which a lot of them don't. I wonder if it's because it's a GameStop exclusive, maybe, but typically the box is just a plastic front like this. Like, you usually don't get a flap to it. But on the inside, there is an art of Emma Frost in her astonishing outfit in diamond form, so essentially what this figure is, but she is in a different pose, which is interesting, because typically they include an art of the pose that she is doing in the figure. So that's a little odd, but here's kind of a close-up of that art, and it is honestly fantastic. You get her reflectiveness and all of her diamond glory. Also interesting that I just noticed, her X on her splash art is actually the red and yellow, where on the figure it's the silver and black, so that's just kind of interesting as well. And then it just velcros shut. The side panels are both clear plastic into the box, but since there's a seam there, you really don't get a very good look at her quite yet. On the back of the box, we get, again, her custom comic book title font with the X symbol, a picture of the figure itself, as well as more logos down here. And then this section is her backstory if you don't know a whole lot about Emma Frost, which is definitely worth a read if you are new to this character but find the figure pretty. And then here's information about the figure and its sculptors and cool information like that. So let's go ahead and crack her open. Some of my Jean Greys, since they are Comic-Con exclusives, have number stickers on top, but this one does not. So even though it is a GameStop exclusive, I do not believe these are going to be numbered runs, which is good if you're trying to get your hands on it, because that means the price won't inflate too badly. So opening her up, she does have a plastic film on top of her box, as well as the normal kind of 3 layers of weird floppy cardboard. So once we get inside the box, we have her in a 2-part plastic, which is pretty standard for Diamond Select figures. Usually there's nothing crazy. So somehow she's actually bigger than I expected, because the box is very large, but most of my Diamond Selects are only yay tall, probably to her chest. But between her base and then her arm being up, she's actually a fairly tall figure here, so you can kind of see her extension a little bit clearer. She has a beautiful kind of pearlescent overcoat on her main portion of her costume, as well as the cape being a matte white, which creates a really nice kind of difference between her glove and her cape here, instead of it all kind of flowing into one and being really plain. Because honestly, between the diamond skin and the white suit and the white cape, that would have been very easy to do. So by separating the textures, honestly, I'm really impressed with that as a paint job in general. Another really interesting thing is actually her skin. Usually they're clear resin or clear resin with a pearlescent finish, but this one actually has glitter in it, which is nice, and I think it helps create definition, so that way you can see more of her details from far away. From here even, you can see more of her details. Her face looks a lot more delicate and pretty than it does in the box art. I think the photos kind of make her eyebrows look a lot more intense. Something interesting with this figure is both that it doesn't have a normal Emma Frost version. Almost every single diamond version Emma Frost figure out there has a counterpart that's normal, everyday Emma Frost, but this one actually only comes in diamond form, so that's something very cool and unique, especially if you're an Emma Frost collector or just generally like how she looks in diamond form. There is no regular Emma Frost in this design yet. There might be later on, so this might no longer be relevant. But right now there isn't, so that's something really cool about this figure. So another cool thing about this figure is the face. As you can see, it is part of a Sentinel's hand. Kind of hard to show you from this angle. But the interesting thing about that is most of the time Diamond Select figures have somewhat mundane bases. My jeans have a pretty simplistic phoenix. My Medusa just stands on her hair, things along that line. This is an extremely detailed base from what I've personally seen from Diamond Select, and it's very, very similar to the Danger Room training figures put out by Kotobukiya, which is really interesting. I'm not sure the scale difference personally, but this might honestly go well with that set because it's very similar in base type, and they don't actually have an Emma Frost release for that figure group. So it would be interesting to see if they're around the same scale or not, because this could be a really good addition to that lineup. It's also interesting to note that not only with the astonishing outfit does she have the gray and black design on her X's, but she actually has both the chest and the belt X, which is something that in the comics she usually doesn't have both of. So it's kind of interesting to see that on this figure. Slightly different from the comics, but an interesting touch, is that her boots are actually separate from her pants. Oddly enough, a lot of times in most artists that do astonishing Emma Frost's outfit, this one generally, it appears in some other runs, but mostly it's known for being the astonishing run. Her boots are typically part of her pants in some weird Balenciaga type looking thing. If you've ever seen Balenciaga pants, I can throw up a photo here if you haven't. But in this, they actually didn't give her the Balenciaga pants. Instead, she has separate boots, which is very subtle but present, and I think that that's a nice touch. And it honestly kind of breaks up the lower half of her costume, because I feel like her top half usually has a lot going on with the X and the cape and her gloves, so it's nice to see a little bit more definition than just solid white pants that go to nowhere. I'm very happy with it. It definitely was worth the impulse of driving out to GameStop and finding today. Because the first store that I went to said they didn't know if it was even out yet, and the second one said they just stocked it today. So this is a very new figure that just came out. If you're hunting for it, not all GameStops have it yet. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like this unboxing. I wanted to mix it up a little bit and review this figure, especially because first day that it's out on the shelves, because I kind of stalked this figure ever since I saw art of it, because she is honestly absolutely stunning, and I think her pose is really dynamic. Most Emma Frost figures are kind of standing there. So yeah, this is the first day that it's out. Find it at your local GameStop. They should have it, or if not, you can get it mailed to your local GameStop store. I believe their website does that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and leave me a comment or random letter, something about the video itself, whatever you want to leave. Also hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you see every single time I post. Thank you guys. Bye!